So I was looking at random LGBTQ facts, and y'all, let me read this one. A woman in Nebraska tried to sue all gay people in 2015. Sis wrote a 7-page petition in cursive and all that. Clearly, it did not succeed. The gay agenda prevails. Now, let's get back to queer. Welcome to Let's Get Back to Queer, where we bake ginger person cookies for the dummies that still don't understand the difference between gender and sex. I'm your host, Brandon Nick. Now let's get into the show.
Black, trans, joy. Joy, happiness, caused by something exceptionally good or satisfying, an emotion of great delight, festive gaiety, a state of felicity, an experience of euphoria, joy, all the things we deserve. To my sisters. Find freedom and joy and liberation. Find euphoria. Sisters, I love you. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and out. Imagine a world designed for you. A world where you feel safe and valued. What do you need in this world?
Liberation.
Motherhood.
Security.
Freedom.
Fame.
Humanity. Company.
Success.
Creation.
Peace.
Happiness.
Money.
Privacy.
Fulfillment.
Prosperity.
Glamour.
And openness.
Control.
Love.
A dream come true. We are the wildest dreams of our transcestors come to life. The beating of ancient drum, now transformed to the snap of fingers, clap of hand, spit of sickening syllables, the full weight of bodies, spinning magic into the air, appearing weightless on descent, landing fiercely without effort, vibrant hair. Bald heads, boss braids, lit wigs, tits out, clit, click, and dick out, hedonistic liberation, authenticity sourced from bloodlines of deities. Brown skin perpetually creating euphoria, trans truth, Afro tenacity, revolt, beating impulse with the heartbeats of Black trans elders. Black trans futures learning and evolving the pace, while we, the present, give and receive the lessons as we learn them. We are the wildest dreams of our transcestors come to life.
To my sisters, know that you are loved and affirmed in every way that you are, and that God makes no mistakes, or the higher power, or whatever you believe in makes no mistakes, that you are perfect and authentic in every way.
To my sister, you are more than your body. You are more than your genitalia. You are an entire spirit.
To my sisters, the power of love in life is truly phenomenal, and those who argue against it have simply not yet understood.
To my sisters, know that you are a person of value, that you are worth being loved, you are worth being held, and you are worth being celebrated. And remember that you cannot compromise any of those things. I love you.
I experienced gender euphoria when I'll say it was around 28 years old. I realized that my black ass was fine. One of my most fondest memories when I was getting married. I got married in Hawaii. I got dressed in my hotel room and we got married on the beach and we had a red convertible to take us to the beach, honey. It was a whole thing. It was a carry. And I remember after the wedding, like we went back to the hotel room and we changed and we went to go get our reservations and we ate at this restaurant. And I remember I put on this cat suit because mama still had to get hers in. I had a 40-inch weave put in, and this was back in the day because I used to sell virgin hair back in the day, back when it was truly virgin. I had worn my most crystal bedazzled shoes. When I tell you I was the one in this black cat suit with my natural moan breasts out, I was loving myself. And I'm giving you all. I get to the lobby and there's a group of Asian tourists in the lobby and they began to applaud. But baby, when I tell you applaud, they started screaming like I was one of the Beatles. In that moment, I remember having this feeling of my pussy is popping, and it pops severely. And it's because I felt like I had achieved this thing that meant something to me because I was marrying the love of my life. But it was also this moment of me realizing like nothing will ever, 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 ever be denied to me because of who I am. If anything, it will be greater because of who I am.
The leading women in my life, my sisters, my mom, my grandmother, their level of acceptance and seeing me for the woman that I am and not having to really put up a fight to prove it gives me a high. I have such great, strong, powerful Black women supporting me in my Black womanhood and Black trans womanhood. They call and check on me, and somebody will say baby girl or she, or watching them like correct each other if somebody misgenders me and get mad. Like, you know what I meant.
I would say that I practice joy in my life by surrounding myself with happy things. Normally they would include an acrylic full nail set or gel powder.
Going back to things that make me happy as a child, I listened to a lot of classical music. Almost sacred to me to be able to play my music and just, go to different worlds and different fantasies that are told through these, through these pieces.
I practice and experience joy in my life through video games.
Just like surrounding myself around people that I know that loves me and that loves to be around me.
I experience joy in my life numerous ways. I have really felt extreme and deep love for people that have sown into me even when I didn't see love for myself. And then now, as a trans woman in her mid to late 30s, I find myself wanting and needing the desire to feel like I'm sowing back into the lives of people. And sharing love is how I experience love.
I'm blessed to know a lot of older trans women and people who can guide me and help, steer me in the right direction through their experiences that may not were told, but they lived through, the 80s, the 90s, the AIDS epidemic. And
I would not be able to learn how to survive and navigate this earth if it was not for my older generational sex workers of my time. They taught me so much.
Warriors who refuse to let silence or submission be our melody. We prove that shit with our feet, our canes, our wheels, our signs, and our voices, taking the streets before ignorance finishes its evening commute. Rattling the earth, cracking the sky in two, Streets know black trends rage stronger than they know the red of our blood, though the streets still know it well. Now, the world knows history books with our names actually in them, immortalized in black ink, leaving the red behind.
I remember the very first day I took the hormone shot. A lot of girls have stories of giving girls a hormone shot or giving them their first hormone shot. This might sound embarrassing, but my first hormone shot, I was in the back of a car. My gay mother, she told me to bend over, and she stuck me up. She shot me up. At this point, it's like 1 or 2 in the morning. I was distracted in the hours that led up to it. And I don't know, in my mind, they weren't even there. It was like I was driving to my own destination. We were like, can we get some alcohol? We need some alcohol to clean ourselves, rub ourselves down. We need a little cotton ball or something. So we're doing all of that behind the train station, right around the corner at 3 in the morning. But it's like it's as corny and as funny as it sounds, I will never, ever forget that. She educated me enough to know what I had to do in the days that followed and, what steps to take. And just being real and honest about the journey that we were embarking on. And I don't think I would have gotten that from a doctor. But in a way, I do feel like she birthed me because she gave me the shot. But I remember when we got out of the car, I remember a feeling of just oh my God, I am one step closer. I think the reflection of what's going on in my mind is starting to show on the outside. And so every day that I see improvement, I feel a little bit of that gender euphoria.
So when I started my hormone therapy, I had the expectations that things would happen overnight. I was 19 years old and I was about to leave to go to college. I was self-medicating. I do not recommend that to anybody, but that was something that I wanted so bad. And I didn't feel like I needed anybody's validation. And I just went after it. And for me, I'm glad that I had the time that I did. I actually got to see my body changing before my eyes. The muscle mass deteriorate over time, seeing my skin starting to glow, less hair growing. I saw the curves in my body start to be more pronounced. And for me, that sent me. Bitch couldn't tell me shit. A time for me, or a moment for me in my life where I experienced gender euphoria was when I initially got my gender confirmation surgery. I woke up and I looked over to my left and it was just this big, leafy tree, sturdy but free. It was kind of dancing, and I just felt complete. It was like a sign from the universe that I was in the right spot, that I had made the right decision.
Black trans excellence is when you are paving the way for everyone who should have been you already behind you.
What Black trans excellence looks like to me is, I know, perfect world. And Black trans excellence means I can do whatever the fuck I want and people still respect me as a human being.
Black trans excellence is just trans beauty at its finest.
Black trans excellence to me looks like unpacking what it means to be Black, trans, and in society that tells us that we sometimes may have to choose between one or both. And I think being excellent means being in a place where we can be authentically all parts of ourselves without having to deny either. I think that's foundational. Before we get into all the accolades and the things that we can accomplish, we have to live in a society that is not oppressing Black, queer, femme, trans bodies.
Black trans excellence to me, it feels like just being a rebel. Just being a rebel, knowing that all of the things that society told you was a lie, and being really defiant and living your life on your own terms and overcoming anyway. If it could feel like anything, I would imagine it would feel like being a superhero. And I guess the superhero I can connect it with most is like being one of the X-Men. Much like the X-Men, we as Black trans people, we're taking everything that society hates about us and we're using it to shift the culture.
Black trans excellence is a active thing. To me, it feels, like we could be in the White House. I don't know, these things yes.
Black trans excellence. What does it look like? Well, Black trans excellence looks like me.
Like, no more being error, more like icon, more like Marsha P. to Andy Warhol, Genesette to Obama's opportunism, Miss Major to the whole country. And your most recent Emmy-winning Netflix search. We are the wildest dreams of our transcestors come to life. We love ourselves out loud. We love each other. I've shaken the hand of a child, clad in melanin, love, truth of identity and expression, and Black trans lives matter patched on their back. The smiles of those who no longer search for love in words kept in shadow. Now the sunlight that makes shades of earth, stone, sand, and root grow, makes love pop like our skin, like our hearts. That love more viral than any campaign against us. Our agency over our minds and bodies as fluid as the waves inside us. Sorcery beyond the range of closed minds. Conjuring outside the realms of hate and death.
A moment that I've experienced gender euphoria was, shameless plug, when I was featured in Vogue Germany. And it's a whole page feature, like 2 pages. And it is my face, which is my mother's face, which is my grandmother's face. And so the fact that it could be a Black trans woman, 9-year-old me would have passed out or just called you a liar if they said that was my future. Like, I've only ever wanted to be a model my whole life. Like, since I was 14, I wanted to be a model when I grew up. And just looking at Vogue spread across my face, like right up top, like any fucking skinny white girl that gets it for no reason. It was just a big merit badge of I was here. What I felt was just this sense of it wasn't all for nothing. I did it. Y'all said I couldn't do it. And y'all are gonna keep telling other little Black trans girls they can't do it. And they can. The example's right here. The writing is on the wall. The call's coming from inside the house. And girl, you can do it too.
Gender euphoria for me is like right now, or ever since I cut off my hair. I was diagnosed with cancer in the beginning of 2018, and then I went through chemo, and as a result of the chemo, I lost my hair. But I really wasn't into like wigs and weaves. I was into wearing my natural hair and getting my natural hair done and going to the salon. That was something that was very important to me. I was always one of the girls that I go to the salon every 2 weeks to get my hair done. And then you go through this traumatic situation that forces you to change that. So when my hair first came out, I cried and I cried about it because to me, it was a symbol of my womanhood. But throughout my chemo process and literally being physically stripped and not being in a position to take hormones, it caused me to really turn in on myself. Am I still a woman if I don't have the thing that I thought was the most feminine about me, which was my hair? I just got to the point of, this is me, this is what my hair like, this is what I will look like with my hair. I know I'm still a woman, and they either going to accept it or not. The woman that was doing my hair before I got cancer, she's also a licensed barber. So I felt comfortable enough going to her to cut my hair, and she cut it. And like, it was one of the most like liberating experiences, because it was like all of those lies that I told myself and all of that fear that I had, it kind of melted away. For me, now I get my euphoric moments where me getting up in the morning every day, going and showering, looking in the mirror, seeing my short cut hair and being okay with that. I'm so glad I did it, and I don't regret it.
What I love most about my trans community is our, perseverance.
We are some fighting ass people. We do not back down. We will fight till the cows come home.
I think the thing that I love most about the trans community is that there is a spirit and a vibration inside of us. It's a spirit that you can't see it, you can't put it in a box, you can't commodify it.
What I love most about the trans community is when it's time for us to come together, we all come together.
What I love about the trans community, we make the world a beautiful place. And the trans community in particular is resilient as hell.
I love the sisterhood. From the no shade, I love me some sisterhood. Like,
I think it's the comfort that I get just knowing that I'm not the only one. And it reminds me of that every time I step into a bowl or every time I step into a space where we occupy. It's like, oh my God, I'm at home.
Literally, we could be on a train platform, and there's like the acceptance and the acknowledgement. There's the snap, there's the yes, beauty, you are everything. And to me, that is something that I truly cherish, is that sisterhood. Wherever I may be, wherever I'm going, I see my sisters and they see me.
We are the wildest dreams of our transcestors come to life. Once deemed more target than human, now clapping back at presidential proportions. Every election will know that president cannot exist without the T. Neither can ancestry, witchery, resistance, even culture itself owes us for the bite in its articulation. We carry our ratchet with our Black feminist theory and unmatched aesthetic, holding our trauma and our dreams as armor. Serpentine shade, hand in hand with steel spirit as we transform the world. They have been reminded of the ways we transcend, transporting between the human and the divine, living beyond the lies, into our power, into our magic, anointed, immortal, eternal. We are the wildest dreams of our transcestors come to life. And our dreams are wilder because of it.
I would say that a moment that really stands out to me, honestly, when I experienced gender euphoria, I was actually in Midtown at the Kmart, and I was doing some shopping in the curvy lady side section. Looking for some little things or whatever, little stretch pieces. There was a elder stateswoman, a Black queen, who was also in that aisle. So she was in the aisle looking at some jeans, and then adjacent to that, I guess they were just like kind of like off the shoulder tops that had like a little ruffle situation. And she was like, "Baby, come over here. You need to try this. This is gonna look good on you." Oh yes, ma'am. But what was really sexy or cute about it, right, is that it had like a little ruching detail down the center, and the color was like a saffron yellow. And that day, I was not given, full, it wasn't like, I was, I was naturally me, right? Naturally happy, hair wrapped up in my crown and my little earrings and a little lip balm, but she saw me and I was like, oh my God. In the moment, in that time, I wasn't even in a place where, I don't know, it's crazy. I didn't buy it. It's so funny because I love clothes. That's my life, really. I like making people feel beautiful. I like making people feel elevated or transformed. And growing up, it wasn't like that. I felt like I was always hiding. I was... I wouldn't say forced, but strongly encouraged, right, to present myself as someone that I didn't know. The reason why that moment sticks out to me so much is because I would have loved if that were my mom, because I love her. I think she's, oddly enough, she's everything I want to be. Strong, resilient, a Caribbean woman, honey, with everything and without fear. She lives and walks in life like she owns it, and she does. And that day in Kmart, that woman reminded me that I could be.
I think it was one time I was walking down a block, because I live in Bed-Stuy. I think I was late. It was sunny outside. I was walking on like the side of the street that I could get as much shade as possible. And I passed this clothing store. But I speed walk. Like when I'm on a mission, I move quickly. Apparently, like a woman had ran outside. So this woman, she ran outside the clothing store and she tapped this guy for him to get my attention. And then like he got me and he pointed me to the woman and she just shouted like, "You know I love you, right, sis?" And I was like, oh my God, like that is so beautiful, like to be affirmed in that way. And so like that moment, just like that woman seeing me, I was like, yeah, this is just one of those things where it's like, it's worth it, or where it all makes sense, or where it all adds up.
To my sisters, we have to look out for one another and stand in the gaps for one another. With the times that we are in now, it is so important for us to really be in community with each other and really love one another and not be in competition with one another.
To my sisters, don't get bitter. We have a lot of girls who are alone and who fight silent battles, and it's because as a community, sometimes we don't love it on each other as much as we should, and in my opinion, as much as we used to back in the 90s where we were all we had.
To my sisters, I would love to see more unity with us and less, bashing each other, because it's bad enough, the outside world is trying to get rid of us. They're trying to erase us. But we have to learn how to come together so that we can be visible to everyone, because we're here and we're not going nowhere.
To them, I say, take your time, like, bake. Like, you are in no rush. Be kind to yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Don't compare yourself to no one. Oh my gosh, don't compare yourself to nobody. That is such a disservice. You're on your way. You're well on your way.
To my sisters, you are valid, you are beautiful, you are so much more intelligent than the average person because you've never had the luxury to live on autopilot. I know you've been studying, girl, and you can use that to your advantage. And so no matter what life throws at you, you can do it. Lean on your friends, lean on your loved ones. Honey, lean on that chosen family. They will get you through this, and you can get through this.
So much to say, a little bit of time. We're proud that we got to show the world that, you know, everybody can do anything they want to conquer, you can do it. Don't let no one tell you can't do nothing in life. We love all our fans. This is not the last of us, and I best believe this is not the last of us, okay? We love our community. You know, everyone out there, go for what you want. You know, go for your dreams. Don't let nothing stop you. You know, love each other. You know, let your pride and your happiness push you to the furthest, whatever. I love y'all. Thank you for loving me too. And I love y'all.
I try to always give my sisters, my brothers and my siblings, but we're talking about my sisters right now, their roses while they're here. And so one thing that I already do is anytime there's any event that any one of my sisters or community members I know is doing something, I always bring them flowers.
There are a few Black trans goddesses that I would love to give roses to.
There's so many of beautiful, beautiful trans women that I just want to just hug and just give so much love and light to.
All of my trans sisters that are out here, the ones that I know, the ones that I do not know, I want to give you all your roses simply because you're getting up every day living in your authentic self, no matter what the odds are, and that is to be celebrated.
The first set of flowers I would love to give to, you have to give to Marsha P. Johnson.
Marsha
P. Johnson.
Sylvia Rivera.
Angela Canary.
The first girl I want to give the roses to in my shade is my good sis, Mojo. Like, she is an amazing Black woman.
Isis King, because she taught me that a trans person had a place in the modeling world.
Miss Gia Love. Gia! She is a resilient, powerful, beautiful woman.
Aurora, Jordan Zion.
Savannah Wanzer.
Courtney Juicy Balenciaga.
Rose Chanel Mason Margiela, thank you for being the woman you were to me and are to me, and you've never left my heart, ever.
Alicia Newsom.
Empress Wiskaya.
Tierra Moten. Riley Knox.
Tiana McKinney.
Toy Terrell Washington.
My daughter, Leilani Soldier.
The great and legendary Octavia St. Laurent.
Tabitha Gonzalez.
T.S. Madison.
Deja La Perla.
Leon Nettles.
Katrina Icon Alan Meekley.
Malaysia Booker.
Stacey Blahnik.
Dominique Jackson. She should be up there with Naomi and Claudia Schiffer because she was modeling then and looked exactly the same, but they didn't give her day in the sun because she was Black and trans.
My sister for 35 years, may she rest in peace, Princess Janae.
Frances Thompson.
My daughter, London J. Precise.
Tanisha Cassadine. Cheryl Courtney Evans.
Vanessa Zion.
Victoria Lace.
Lucy Hicks Anderson.
Daranisha Duncan.
Monica Roberts.
Kimberly McKenzie.
Lady Dane.
Janice Mizrahi.
Ruby Corrado.
Laverne Cox.
Lisa Kitchen.
Octavia Lewis.
Danielle Revlon.
Legendary.
Tracy Africa Norman.
Angelica Ross.
Fatima Jamal.
Janet Ma.
Laverne Cox.
Morgan Royale.
Jamie Roberts.
Sasha Chanted.
Aoki Revlon.
Chrissy Revlon.
Elle Michelle.
Tracy McDaniel of Juxtaposed Center for Transformation.
All all of my Black trans showgirls.
Amaya Scott.
Anaya Davis.
My mother, Vancy Vega.
India Moore.
Nova Donnell.
Temperance St. Laurent.
Tony Michelle Williams.
Tiffany Monroe.
Sydney Kimbrough.
Taryn Balenciaga.
Tona Brown.
Diamond Styles.
Tori Cooper.
Paris Dupree.
Chloe Mitchell.
Pepper LaBeija.
Ashley Icon.
Lauren Stokeling.
Tori Cooper.
Tyra Hunter.
Dominique Silver.
Tracy Corey.
Nia Harvey.
Monica Stevens.
London DeRichlew.
Monroe Elise.
Princess Brittany.
Dee Dee Chambly.
Lena Bradford.
Mary Johnson.
Jessica Fox.
Nicole Icon.
Stacey Alexander.
Bella Muni.
Paige Anderson.
Dorian Corey.
Jaasia Kali.
That's our show. To Black trans women and trans femmes, thank you. I am who I am because of the Black trans femmes in my life. So thank y'all for all the magic y'all bring into this world. Like Qween said, you are worth being loved, you are worth being held, and you are worth being celebrated. To everyone listening to this episode, my request is this. Celebrate the Black trans women and femmes in your life and in your communities. Give them their flowers and continue to fight for them. Thank you to all the women who contributed to this episode. Mojo Disco, Iman Hill, Qween Jean, Bryanna Jenkins, Mercy Kelly, Aurora Lloyd, Ameirah Neal, Simaya the Lioness Turner, Jasmin Van Wales, Arisce Wanzer, Tamara M Williams, and Lala B Zannell. And a special shout out to Vita E Cleveland, who performed her beautiful poem, A Dream Come True. Let's Get Back to Queer is produced by myself, Brandon Nick, as well as my Windmilling Warriors, Shannon Sherd and Glenn Quentin George. This episode was edited by myself with sound mixing and design by Evan Joseph. If you enjoyed this episode, then consider supporting us by becoming a patron on Patreon so we can continue to make dope episodes like this. Info on that website at letsgetbacktoqueer.com. Until then, see y'all next time.